Created Success. Today I'm going to show you how to fill out the Accord 140, which is the commercial property section of a quote. You'll start at the top with the date. You'll want your agency name and the name of the insured at the top. You do not need to fill out the carrier, NAIC code, policy number, or effective date. If there is blanket coverage, you would want to list the blanket number, the amount, and the type. Next, you're going to fill out the premise. So premise 1, building 1. There is a page 2, so if you have a premise 1, building 2, you would fill it out on the second page. And you can continue to fill more of these out if you have more of them to fill out. But this insured, for this example, we only have one to fill out. So I have premise 1, building 1, I have his address, and then the building description. So if it's a warehouse, this one's a standalone building, you're going to want to describe what that is. Under premise information, you'll want to list the subject of insurance. This example, I used building and contents. So for building, the subject type of insurance, and then the amount that the building's insured for. 80% co-insurance, the valuation, whether it's actual cash value or replacement costs. I chose replacement costs for this. And special form, you would put the cause of loss here. You may have special form excluding theft, but whatever that is, you want to have that listed here. Inflation guard's always good to have, especially for the buildings. I only listed 2% here. And then the deductible and the deductible type. For this, I did all other perils for that. And then because in Florida we have hurricane deductibles, I did add that as the conditions to apply, a 5% hurricane deductible. And then contents, $150,000 at 80% replacement cost special form, $5,000 deductible, all other perils, and again, the hurricane deductible listed. If you have business income or they want business income extra expense coverage, you will need to attach an Accord 810. You'll also want to have any valuation sent in. So whatever the value of that building is, how you got that, you'll need to send your proof in with your quote. And we went over that in the class as well. So spoilage coverage, for this I said yes, and then you're going to have the description of the property covered, the limit and the deductible, refrigeration management, and then any other options you may want, like power outage coverage, breakdown or contamination coverage. You would click those options here. You can either accept or reject sinkhole coverage. In Florida, we don't even need to click this. They're always going to add it. And we don't need to click this because it's never going to be found in Florida. So again, if you're in these states, sinkhole coverage is required in Florida. Mine substance coverage looks like it's required in Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, and West Virginia. So you'll want to know those limits as well when you're filling it out. If it's been designated a historical landmark, you'll want to click this and give an explanation. And number of open sides for the structure. So if it's a home, obviously there's going to be no open sides, but if it's something else, there could be an opening, and you're going to want to explain that. Construction type is listed here. Distance to fire station, you'll want that filled out. You don't need to fill out the district or code number to get a quote. You'll want your protection class, number of stories, number of basements. In Florida, we don't have any, but I did put 0 on this application. Year built, and then the total square footage. Under building improvements, you always want to have something filled out here for your underwriters. Even if it's not been updated, just click the wiring and put 1990 or whatever that year that building was built. But put something here. They're always going to ask if there's any updates, and that will let them know that there haven't really been any improvements. The roof type, for this I put shingle. And most of this you do not need to fill out to get the quote. The right exposure, left exposure, and distance, and these are if they're in a really bad place. location, maybe next to a firework company that holds explosives. You would want to have that listed here and then the distance. But the underwriter will always look at this anyways before they approve any quote. And then the burglar alarm type. So if they've got central alarm, you'll want the certificate number, and then you'll want to click either central station with keys or local gong, depending on what they have. And then you'll want to say who services it. If there's any watchmen or guards, you'll want to click how many there are. And if they're hourly, you'll want to, if they clock hourly, put that on there too. Don't normally see that. Same with your fire alarm manufacturer, you'll want that listed. Sprinkler protection. These are your discounts. So you don't need to add them if you don't have them. But if you have them, make sure you're listing, especially the percentage sprinklered. That's very important and common, especially with restaurants or even hotels. Additional interest. So if someone needs to be added to this building, usually a lender, you're going to want that mortgagee listed, and then the location in the building that they're tied to. This one's pretty simple. You'll go all the way down to the bottom if there's not another building, and you'll just want to sign, put your name, producer's name, license number, and national producer number. When the applicant is ready to bind coverage, you'll want to collect the signature and date for that to send in for the request to bind. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can find us at www.elevatedsuccessonline.com, and you can also reach me at info@elevatedsuccessonline.com. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you so much for watching.